Hold on, I'm trying to save. This cannibal's chasing me.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna go grab water.
Alright, anyway. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Can we start over or wait for next?
Yeah, we can start over. Alright, so we're good. Start the show in about 5 seconds. We're going to live right now. So, entire podcast, we start that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, guys? It's Monday night. You know what that means? Another Pan Fam episode, Choices episode, whatever you want to call it. I'm your host, Aristotle, joined by two co-hosts. One who had a lot of drunk calls this weekend, and we'll get to that later. And you have no idea how many people that say to apologize to because of those drunk calls. But we will talk about that more so. And also joined by a man who saved that man's life this weekend by saving him from the rail, from winning a TLC match. Yes, we have a lot of storytelling to do. Take it away, Shazam.
Oh boy, goodness. First of all, I honestly don't remember what actually happened. So
Exactly.
you guys are gonna have to like really put me on fire for that. So, but yeah, you know what? Truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I let myself go for a bit. Not the way that I intended, but hey, you know what? It's okay. So, and the main thing is I had fun, but now comes the fun part. Now comes the I won't say retelling of stories, but it's just, you know, trying to process all the memory, my memory cells, my brain cells that were lost that night. So, well, I guess with that being said, let's go ahead with the jump right through. Nick, let's go ahead and take it away, man.
Okay, so after reviewing the second rehearsal recording my band, which doesn't really have a name yet, I've wondered about this since I brought, well, first of all, here's a little back. The week prior, Ronan and I discussed about bringing our own amps, which in that very same week I did invest a twin pack, which, you know, they're small, portable, but I'd say they have pretty decent sound for bass. So I brought that with me on the day of our second rehearsal together, but he forgot to bring his, on top of which it was also out of batteries. which for him wouldn't be a big deal because I actually double A batteries with me that time that I was more than willing to let him have some. So when we did our thing, ran through it once, twice, three times, or four. I reviewed the recordings after we parted ways and all that, and I thought, okay, I could hear Ronan fairly well, but from my side, especially since I'm all amped up, I feel like I'm kind of drowning him and Meg out, which was not intended at all. So I'm thinking, if I'm plugged in as the acoustic bass guitarist, should the acoustic lead guitarist be plugged in as well? Or is that not necessary?
Okay.
Honestly, I thought the bass was perfect. It didn't drown out anything.
You
Maybe
think
the
so?
voice was, from my experience. I didn't listen to it with headphones, so that might be the problem. But from my experience, it sounded fine to me. I thought the cajon was still a tad too drowning out there, a tad too loud.
Yeah, I know, I
Other
know.
than that, it's a lot better than the first one.
Mm,
But I mean,
thank you.
if Ronan wants to use the amp, go ahead. But to me, it sounded fine.
Well, he said he can play loud enough already, so I thought, okay. But then, like, for the bass needing to be amped up, considering it's very low in sound frequency, I thought, okay, what about the guitar? Because, the bass should be heard, but at the same time, it should be subtle. Like, it's not
Right.
really presenting itself as much as the singer, the drums, and the guitar are, and yet it must be there in order for the other two instruments, the guitar and the drums, to work together. Basically, pun intended, the bass is the missing link between the two.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Bless you. Well, now that you say that, yeah, I guess Ronan could use an amp to kind of amplify his sound a little more.
Yeah,
The bass
that's what I was
heard
thinking too.
more throughout, but I guess if you want it more subtly, then yeah, maybe Ronan could use the amp.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's the way I hear most bands, whether they're playing acoustic or rock star status style. The bass is there, you can hear it, but it's not flaunting itself as loudly as the other
Right.
musicians are.
Gotcha. Well, Phil, since you were in the band, what's your take on this?
Okay. Honestly, from my experience, because when I was doing bass, my my only part, and it was the most simplest thing to do, was just follow along the beat, and then and my when I had my bass, when I was like plugged in and ready to go, like my part was to give that vibe, give that heartbeat of the backing up already the guitar, backing up the drums, backing up the keyboard. That was my main thing. I never had no intention to you know take away anyone's shine.
Hmm.
I was meant to the
Yeah.
Support.
provide the support. And honestly, that is honestly the key thing as a bassist, because um because pretty much the guitar, the piano, or drums, they're gonna be pretty much right in center, right center up front. That's from my experience.
Hmm.
So basses are always good, always gonna provide that surrounding beat, and
Hmm.
and then that's also like more ways to pretty much get the crowd in a way it kind of it flow it has this nice energy, this synergy of flow with the crowd,
Hmm.
because main thing is that the crowd can feel the beat. So
Okay.
So so that should be the only thing anyone as a bass player. I haven't played. Let's see, little bit over a little bit like 5+ years. I haven't played in a while. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, okay. Granted, I understand if unless you're a goddamn genius and you actually introduce a bass or a bass lick or something that could be beneficial to the band,
Mhm.
then great. Then great. It's but then most times if it's like something you if it's something you're trying to get the band try to get the band out there, you have to really be the backbone.
Mhm. Yep.
So um, that this is initially my take on your question is pretty much uh, and to I guess to really answer your question, um, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it at the point where the bass player should always back up the main front people.
Yeah.
That's the main purpose. Unless I can repeat myself, but unless you're gonna do something um, extraordinary, or then work with your band. Work the ideas out. Let those ideas flow through with everyone, and see if that can or cannot work.
Well, I get that, but I wasn't actually talking about the bass guitar here. I'm okay with my bass guitar. I'm just a little worried for the guitar player himself, considering that day he did promise to be plugged in, but he wasn't. And so I was kind of wary, despite the fact that I could hear his guitar play. I felt like, my bass was might have been, a tad bit too loud for his shine to also be there at the same time as us.
Understood. But yeah, but I guess, but really to answer that question is pretty much um, the acoustic guitar should, in my honest opinion, should be a bit more loud. That's my that's my straightforward answer. So
Hmm. I mean, I could hear it. I just feel like he might want to be amped in. I don't know. But, he did do a good job overall.
not only that, I mainly if all you guys can hear yourselves, then great.
Hmm.
When you're doing when you are doing like a video, or even or more or less even doing a cover video,
Hmm.
um, like I would actually I would actually pretty whatchamacall, as a band, make an investment on picking up a camera and an actual mic, not omnidirectional microphone, because if you get omnidirectional microphone, it's just gonna absorb all the wind. You want to get
Hmm.
a full straight shotgun microphone,
Yeah.
which will pretty much um,
Isolate.
isolate that the so much windy noise.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
and right now, dude, I'm telling you, you invest in the camera, because there are cameras that are way under a grand. Like you don't have to go like super. You don't have to go
What
super
would you
fancy.
suggest, Phil?
You don't have to go super fancy. Like I if I were to suggest like something, dude, you can go with a Canon mirrorless M50. That's a perfect starter cam.
Okay. Um, by the end of this podcast, it would be nice if you provided the link to that,
Yeah,
so that I could,
absolutely, absolutely. I'll
yeah,
definitely
so I
provide.
could take a better look at what you're talking about,
Yeah,
because that could look like any camera out there.
yeah, yeah. Because well, the reason that I am seeing this, Nick, is because not to be I'm just gonna say it right now. recording on your laptop and using the Blue Snowball microphone, that's great, but you're not gonna. I mean, that's honestly the most simplest, easiest, cheapest way to go. But if you're really looking to like push for your 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 guys'
Next level.
plan, if you guys really want to throw yourselves out there, I I'd say I do more than highly recommend. I really can't think of the word right now.
Advice.
I really advise that you do, actually save money and actually invest on an actual, camera and an actual video microphone. So.
Okay.
By the way, Nick, I think your laptop's unplugged because your webcam's like laggy as hell.
Not really. It's just bad connection right now.
Oh, so that's a Wi-Fi thing?
Actually, wait. Let me try that. Cause I thought it was the connection.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure your solar's plugged in.
No, it is. It just didn't recognize it for some reason. I don't know why.
It tends to do that with old laptops.
Anyway, so this second and last question is unrelated to the very first topic, and I thought, should we have Dio as the fourth head of Panoramic Productions, which could ultimately become Pandoramic? I don't know. I thought he looks like he might be able to provide something to the channel, other than just acting on the side like I usually do.
What are you thinking he could do?
I'm not too sure. I mean, we might have hung out here and there, but I don't know him as well as you guys do. So I thought, if there's anything that he could do to film or something like that, I guess, then maybe he could be, a big part to the channel. Because I think he might actually have something. I just don't know what it is.
Actually, little known fact, one of our most popular skits, Last Call, was filmed by Dio.
Okay.
So he does have, potential there.
Yeah.
In the filming department.
Well, not just controlling the camera, but how should I say this? Like how, your content air is short films. Phil's content is podcasts, and my content will soon to be music.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's other contents out there other than short films, podcasts, and music videos, but I'm not too sure what a fourth one could be.
I think for now, Dio would most likely be interested in gaming content.
That makes more
Actually, you might be right. Maybe he could, I don't know, I guess.
Because he does have his own YouTube channel that has gaming content already, so.
Yeah. I mean, I thought maybe he could merge with us or something. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the decision's ultimately up to him, but I thought he could actually be a great, fourth member to Pandoramic Productions. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you should mention it to him later.
Mm-hmm.
He's on right now. After the show, of course.
Yeah, when we play the forest, I will.
Gotcha.
Okay. Alrighty.
You can go ahead with your curious question, Phil. I'm gonna come up with one right now.
Cool. Okay, so we're pretty much like halfway. I think we're pretty much halfway, almost close to the end of the year. And now I don't know if this is the proper time because I know we still got Christmas and New Year's to do, but throughout this year, best drunk or hungover.
I'm gonna go with this one. Get it over with. So this was when I was in the Philippines, and I'm pretty sure you guys heard this. But for the audience out there, I will come out and say this, that when I was in the Philippines, I think it was some days before or the day after. I'm not sure when, but it was, the time where, that I'm gonna get married or I got married, which was the whole point why I went to the Philippines this year. You know, to my wife. Got married to my wife, Mia. Which, by the way, baby, I love you. Anyway, it was one Saturday night where we had karaoke, and there just so happened to be a couple drinks. One of them was a brandy called Fundador, which is a Spanish brandy of some sort or something like that. Anyway, what happened was everyone, well, not including my mom because she wasn't there, but pretty much all the people I knew around me, including my wife, Mia, we were all drinking glasses of Fundador. And I was like, why not? I mean, I don't really have any reason to drive here anyway. So I just went for a glass or two. Okay, glass or two, no big deal. Went for 3, 4, maybe 5 glasses. I was like, I was feeling a little weird in the head, but at the same time, I kept laughing for no reason. To be honest, I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea how I'm even remembering stuff like that. Then about maybe 6, 7, or 8 in, I think. I can't remember how much the amount was, but it couldn't have been that many, considering I could actually remember most of what happened. That's when I really started feeling funny. I was like, whoa, my head feels like it's spinning right now. I don't know what the heck's going on. Maybe I should lie down. Then about maybe 9 or 10 in, 10 I think might have been the max amount. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm gonna go to bed. I shouldn't be feeling this way at all. So I went to bed. And then I noticed the way I was talking was completely out of place. Like, it felt slurred. So I knew for a fact I was gone, but I also had enough conscience in me to not go crazy, because for most people who waste themselves away, they don't really want to go to bed and lay off that shit, So for me, being the I don't know, angel, I guess, that I am, I just decided, hey, I'm gonna go lay off of this. Gonna go to bed. Okay, so right before I was about to knock off to sleep, next thing you know, my nieces and, others accompanying them, relatives I think, they decided to pull me for some more drinks. And at the same time, with my laughing, slurred AF voice, I was like, no, I don't want to. I just want to go to bed. They actually pulled me, but failed to get me out of the door because I just fell straight to the floor. Not face first, mind you, but, my cheeks was on the floor. And then next thing you know, I climbed straight back to bed. And then, out of nowhere, I had no idea this person came in. My mom suddenly caught me, drunk as hell, in bed. And
Damn.
Honestly, I was surprised that she was not angry, because knowing her, if I was drunk in the US instead of the Philippines, she'd go absolutely berserk. Like, full-on Gears of War berserk.
Oh shit. She didn't curb stomp you?
Huh?
She didn't curb stomp you?
No. But since we weren't in the US, and, drunk laws are not really that well enforced in the Philippines than they are in the United States, she kind of let it go, I guess. But, she said, you know what, that's enough, no more drinking. I was like, it's okay, Mom, I don't want to drink anymore, that's it. Like, amazingly, I still had the conscience to say no, despite all that's happened.
I think she was just proud that her son is married.
I don't know.
Despite being drunk on his face.
I honestly, I don't know what the thing I said I don't know was, I don't know what Saturday that was. It might have been either before the wedding or after the wedding, so I wasn't really sure. So, actually wait, now that I think about it, it was after the wedding. But anyway, besides that, the only person that stayed at my bedside well, more like she actually stayed on the bed with me,
Oh.
was
Please
none
tell.
other than my wife Mia. You know how like when you know like how drunk people they start spitting out truth that they don't normally say and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That's basically what I did. I said, you know what? If any other woman came to me and they try to flirt with me, I would absolutely push them away because I really don't want to do that to you, baby. I really
Wow.
don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
this thing just got corny.
It is, but at the same time, you know, I
Okay.
really had the need at the time to say that just to assure her that despite my drunken state, I am not gonna let, you know, um, I guess, out of control hormones, you know, destroy my marriage. Not gonna happen. So, after all of that, I guess you can say, or you should say, that the only person that was there to take care of me that time was none other than her.
Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't
Turned from
say
a drunk
anything
story to a
else.
love story.
Yeah.
Shit.
I couldn't say anything else for anyone. Not even my brothers were there to take care of me. It was just her.
I'm surprised you didn't tell the essay that you texted me while you were drunk.
Yeah, about that. That was on a side note. On a side note, on a side note to that night, I was informing Air on, you know, what it felt like being drunk. Like I told him all the symptoms, how I
Why
was
don't I know?
feeling, all of that. I don't think you should be scrolling through your phone, Air, just to look for that because that was a long time ago anyway.
I actually screenshot it.
Okay.
All 8 pages.
Whatever. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you got the point in how I
Oh
was
yeah.
feeling. But to me, the amazing part to that is how the hell was I able to, you know, pretty much still have correct grammar and correct spelling despite my somewhat wasted state. I really don't know.
Yeah, for a second when I got this text, I was like, "Wait, are you really drunk? Because you're spelling every word right here." I don't know
Hmm.
if you're trolling me, but then I noticed the time. It was like 2 o'clock. Okay, I think he's drunk. There's no way he would be texting me at this time. But this is just unheard of. How is he getting every word correct while being
I don't
drunk?
know. I really don't know. I mean, but by the way, I mean the way I was telling you on how I was feeling, I'm pretty sure to you it was crystal clear that I was gone, and yet I was still there.
It was weird, surreal.
It was. It really was.
Like I know you're drunk, but I'm still confused how you're getting, pronunciations right and all that grammar.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be texting like a moke, like cocky or something. I don't know.
No. No. If anything, I rarely speak moke.
I thought
Except.
being drunk would get that out of you.
Mm-mm.
The moke side.
But yeah.
Nice story.
Mhm.
Before I get to mine,
Go ahead.
obviously it's we're still talking drunk stories, right?
Yeah, we're still talking. We're still talking drunk or hungover. So
Okay.
I opened that question a little bit, just a tad bit wider.
Yeah, my drunk story of the year has already been said by Nick, but I guess the runner up will involve you, Phil. But I want to hear your side of the story and see if you actually remember what the hell happened.
Okay. Well, let me first of all let me preface this preface before I go with the story. So let me just say that this was probably this probably tops both Qui-Cons and
Damn. In terms of drunkenness, or
in terms of drunkenness, this probably tops both Qui-Cons and and
both Qui-Gons.
both Qui-Cons and I don't know if I got drunk at Hyatt. Did I get drunk at Hyatt? I forgot.
Not so much, but you did get drunk at I think it's spring break at your house
Okay,
when no one
yes.
was home,
Oh yeah, okay. So
and
spring.
you started FaceTiming Gretchen and other people.
Okay, so yeah, that tops. This tops the this story alone already tops anything that I've done previously. So, and and
So
and
let's see
and,
if you remember.
and out of all those times, um, I was being such a pussy.
Hmm.
So, okay, so so this story actually this story actually goes. I say about um I'd say like I'd say Friday night because I went to Walmart because I need to get I need to get gift wrapping paper and yeah gift wrap paper and scissors and tape. So and then and then I purposely just walked over to the alcohol section, and I was actually FaceTiming Gretch about this. It's like, which one should we do? It's like, you know what? I'll just wait to it. And then fast forward to Saturday, me and Air end up going to get onesies at Target for like last minute shit, and stumbled over not really stumbled purposely walked over to the alcohol section, and then I initially gave gave the idea of doing a fireball shot, or doing a shot. So so fast forward. Getting into the hotel, and um, of course we're just just we weren't too fancy. We just pretty much just drinking out of red cups and out of bottles. Which, by the way, I still have bottles. Still, I haven't drank any of it yet. So I don't know if I'm might
Oh,
drink.
the 6 pack?
Yeah, from the six pack.
Save me one, bro.
Okay. So fast forward. So now this is where the part of the story. So this is the part of the story where I may or may not remember. So, and I'm only remembering bits and pieces about the story. So, um, I don't again I suck at measuring a shot. So I think I just poured what I thought was a shot of Fireball, and then the first time I drank it, I started to feel like completely like that really ways and stuff, and I'm not. I've said some really outlandish shit, like, um, like a lot of outlandish shit, I don't know what was going I don't know what was going through my head when I said when I said, wow, isn't this such a lovely room, and
Hmm.
and then and then and then I don't and then I remember there was a camera on my face asking me, are you really gonna say that, Phil?
Well, you gotta preface the backstory here regarding Jay and his secret love room affiliation.
Okay, so
Say what
so
now?
okay,
You never heard that?
let me rewind that part.
Just
Okay,
in case the audience doesn't know.
okay, so
You remember this, Nick?
I'm
Jay
pretty
was
sure.
playing that one game, the VR game.
Oh yeah, Love Room. Now I
There you go.
remember.
Okay, Phil, go ahead.
okay, let me preface that story a little bit for the audience who are listening. So uh so l- little before that, we found out one of our good friends. Too bad we say his name, but um, Jay was playing this game Love Room, and none of it, and I didn't know what it was, because I was just pretty much hearing it from both you and Dio talking about it, and then then when you guys were when you guys were screen sharing, I was like, the heck, what kind of game is this? So um, and basically it was pretty much um what the game sounds like. So when you guys think of the word or the term love room, just kind of picture it in your head what it sounded, what it actually sounds like. Then you kind of get the then if you got the idea, because if you got the idea that you are definitely screwing it in right. So anyways, back to the story. So I'm only remembering bits and pieces of the story. So back to the first shot. So back to the first shot. I remember I think we were already doing gift exchanges or whatnot, and then um I forgot what order. I forgot how the order went, and then I was waiting, and then I was like I was already hit with that first drunk wave. So I was just like I was just like, whoa, this is different. And then while I was waiting, like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take another shot. And then I poured I think I poured another cup and then drank that. And then the like it wasn't so much of a kick to the balls. It was like another like kick to the stomach this time around. And already could consume the already consumed a Corona already. So I was like, shit, hold on, wait. So and then right and then I think this is before the third shot. We did the gift exchange, and I think we pretty much were wrapping up the gift exchange. I took another shot, and then another shot, and then and then I remember I was still in my onesie, and I was saying outlandish shit. So I actually said so I actually said lovely room, and then thank goodness Jay didn't catch on. Had he caught on, and I could only imagine the stink I would have got.
Yep.
So and then and then um and then the fun part me was saying some outlandish shit when I was like when I was out on the balcony on the rail when I was saying, yeah, come on, I'm gonna do a swanton bomb, and I'm gonna land on some tables, ladders, and chairs. Yeah, I'm gonna Jeff Hardy this thing. And then Nick, um, I was just like reading by the room, and I felt like this, I felt like this massive strength from you. Like, holy crap! I felt like massive strength for you trying to hold me back from doing anything stupid. And thank you for looking out for my ass the entire night. You know I was so. And then I remember I do small kind of remember being a little bit rough housing. I think I might have I might have suplexed or I DDT'd Dio or whatever I did. And I don't know if I don't know for whatever reason was I trying to go for the Three Amigos triple suplex, but even I couldn't like muscle up to it. And then the fun part was making drunk calls. So I'm gonna.
It's always fun.
Which are always hilarious. So I'm gonna go back to see how many people I actually drunk called that night. So let's see. I drunk called one.
And only a few actually picked up.
Yeah. Actually, oh yeah, only a few picked up, which is actually pretty hilarious. So let's see. Okay, here it is. All right, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Damn.
So I made about 7 calls that night. Two of them actually missed. For the ones who answered we're cracking up and we're wondering like, why the fuck are you calling me at this time in the morning?
And they're probably wondering, like, oh, here he goes again.
I was like, here he goes again. And then I remember, and then I think that's pretty much just like already like going downhill. I don't know if I was already falling asleep or if I was just like, already blasted. And I think I might have. I think I started to slur. I don't know if I reached Chewbacca level drunk yet, but I think I might have. But yeah.
We'll see once the vlog goes up.
So that's pretty much what I remembered. And then I honestly don't know what time I actually slept. Yeah, I really don't know what time. I really don't know what time I slept. Cause then I only found out in the morning that both you and Nick slept around 4. So cause I heard you guys talking about it, but I was like, oh shit.
Well, I couldn't sleep because someone was farting.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I wonder who.
Sorry, I forgot to leave that part out. I left the best part out. When I was sleeping and I was wrapped up like a freaking burrito, brah. I was.
You smell like a burrito.
I smell like a burrito, but you know what? I played Beethoven's The Fifth on fartaphone. So.
Anyway, the story's getting kind of long now. We get the idea.
Sorry, but yeah. But that was pretty much what I remembered. But now it's time to find out the truth.
Well, actually, you pretty much said everything that I remember. Honestly, right now I can't remember too much more. But since you guys have already said the 2 best drunk stories this year, I'm gonna go ahead and go to my question.
Okay.
Okay, since it's it's the end of the year, 2019 is upon us. What is your guys' opinion? The best panoramic skits this year? Top 5.
I would say.
Starting from 5.
Okay, start. As in like 5 being like, or as like.
Well, 1 being the best. Do the countdown.
Okay. All right.
If you need to take a minute, go ahead.
I got this. Okay. Drunk Unk, definitely number 5.
Oh, I thought to be your number 1.
Number 4 for me. Number 4. Actually, sorry. My bad. Sorry. Number 5. Number 5 was Why am I saying Tangle? My goodness.
Tangle.
No. Jammed.
Candle? Oh, jammed.
Jam was number 5. Drunk.
Okay.
Drunk Unk actually deserves to be number 4. Candle definitely does hit the top 3. And then number 2. Hold on, let me see this. Man, see, this is so bad. I can't even like put together.
You're still drunk.
Right? Like I'm still mind drunk right now. It's like
you're jammed and drunk.
I'm jammed and drunk, which is hilarious. So.
Anyway, number 3.
Anyway,
we're reaching the 1 hour mark here.
Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, Boredom Kid number 2, and then finally, Staycation.
Oh, that was your favorite? Okay.
Staycation because, Q actually told me, "Damn, Phil, you went all out on the Staycation." And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, naked.
I basically went naked. Yeah, basically. So, but yeah, that's my top 5 for you guys.
We almost got a piece of Phil's ass in that one.
I know. So.
Yeah, that was definitely a fan favorite. What about you, Nick? Top 5?
Does it have to be in 2018?
I guess you can add some. Preferably yes, but I guess you can add some 2017.
Okay.
If it's really good, if you really like it.
Okay, I'll just stick with 2018 then.
Okay.
So my top 5 would have to be, or number 5 would have to be, Scarecrow. I mean, it's a rapid fire skit, I know, but you know, even though there wasn't dialogue at all, like just the visual storytelling itself is extremely straightforward. Number 4 would have to be the boredom kit infomercial parody. Not quite a skit, but you know, it still serves the purpose of one.
It's based on your life story.
Yeah. Number 3 would have to be Staycation. I actually like that one, like a lot.
I know you like the last scream at the end.
Yeah, that one, you know, fun fact, took one take. Number 2 would have to be Candle. I actually enjoyed being the ghostly figure stalking in the house. Who knows? Am I actually a stalker? Or am I dead? Who knows? And number 1, obviously, is gonna go to Drunk Unk. I think that one I actually did, like, you know, my absolute best acting that I've ever done. Like, you know, that part where, you know, I acted like I was choking. I'll be honest, I did almost throw up because of the candy and water in my mouth, which is not a very good taste in there. But to make it genuine, I did have to do that. So, yeah. Those are my top 5 favorites of this year.
Nice.
Alright. Sounds good.
Alright.
What about your 2017? I'm actually curious now, since you did mention it.
Oh boy, let me go look at the list.
Well, from what you can remember, I guess.
Well, I'm actually looking at previous ones right here anyway. So for 2017, I guess, let's see here. Last Call would be number 5. Number 4 would be, I guess, maybe Light Post. I actually liked Light Post a lot. Number 3 would be the DM. I am actually curious what was in the DM, since I didn't actually see it myself.
Only one person knows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number 2.
No one's not getting answers to that question. Sorry.
Number 2, I will be a little bit narcissistic here. The Punisher. That one I really enjoyed, you know, throwing puns here and there. Honestly, I really wanted to have the scene with Phil's ears bleeding. That would have been hilarious. Sadistically hilarious, I should say. I'd be laughing, and I wouldn't care if I'd be called a psychopath.
Maybe it's in the sequel, you never know.
Maybe. And number 1, I think, you know, because it is a series, I will just, you know, I can't really pick an episode of this number 1, so I'm just gonna say it as a series, Uber Life. I loved Uber Life.
All 3 of them?
All 3 episodes, I loved Uber Life. In fact, I'm actually gonna feel really funny saying this, but I actually enjoyed playing as a gay dude in the very first episode.
Wow.
Because I wanted it to be funny as hell. That's why.
And what's more scary is that you actually pulled it off pretty good.
I know. That's the scariest part of all. Like how accurate I sounded for, you know, the type.
Did Mia watch it yet?
I think so. And she actually
got of your bakla mode.
She got kind of spooked. She told me.
I would imagine.
She actually questioned if we should stay together after that.
Damn.
I was
Okay.
like, babe, I was just acting, nothing more. Okay?
Yeah.
Relax.
It's called acting. Come on. All right.
Well, to top it all off on a note, now that I think about it, I could have actually said darling.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it.
I got it.
And where do we both? Anyway, we got about 20 minutes left here, and we got 2 more topics to
Okay.
talk about.
Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Anyways, okay. Alright. Let's do 20 minutes.
By the way, is Christmas on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
it
perfect.
is.
So we can do the podcast on Christmas Eve next week.
Yep.
I'm actually.
Oh, you gone that day?
I'm actually gonna be gone that day. So I actually want to run this idea by you guys really quickly.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like family time is like super important to everyone. So
Right.
I was actually thinking about doing it on a Wednesday. Both because apparently New Year's also happens on a Tuesday, which is kind of ironic.
What's the week after?
Yeah. So, but yeah. So so and again the purpose is to cherish family time. So that should always be important. No way to matter. So I propose to run the podcast the day after Christmas and then the day after New Year's. That way we everyone here gets enough time to be with their families and be with family and friends and celebrate.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough.
But yeah, so just I was gonna mention at the end of the podcast as an announcement to we're gonna just for the holidays we're gonna run the podcast on Wednesday, just
Gotcha.
so everyone can enjoy family time.
Okay.
All right.
So anyways, so speaking to more topics here, guys. And again, apologize. My drunk story took up the whole time. So.
It's fine.
Anyways.
It was a drunk story.
Bless you.
That's you.
Thank you.
So. No personal achievements this week. That's totally fine. That's totally fine because I'm the only personal achievement I can really say is I'm actually really happy to be back home. So. Yep. So that's just my only.
It's the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Honestly, the Wi-Fi at the Iowa house sucked. So. So yeah, but yeah, that's my personal achievement of for today. I'm just really happy to be back home.
Nice.
So, and I'm actually still trying to unpack like most of my stuff, and but yeah. So, okay, so no current movies, TV shows or videos that may or not caught your eye this week.
No.
Not really. No.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. So, actually, you know what? Funny thing, because I've been trying to find this really old movie. It was called. I might have talked about it before, but I don't know if I did. It was called The Christmas Shoes. It had Rob Lowe as his lawyer who didn't really care about his family and and then had this and then there's another ongoing story in that movie, and the only thing that's synonymous with me in that movie is because we actually when I was 14 we actually I actually starred in a Christmas musical in church when I was
Nice.
at that time. So we were so it was just one of those things like, okay, you know what, I'll do it, why not? So, but yeah, so nothing TV shows. Anyways, so did you do you guys have any questions, topics you guys want to draw into? Like, did you get did you guys did everyone enjoy their Secret Santa games? You know, whatever.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
So,
I liked it. Did you have a new format you wanted to propose
yeah.
for next year?
Starting 2019, and I already ran this by you, and audience, I actually want to run this by you too. So starting next year in 2019, uh, starting fresh, clean off the slate. So I'm gonna create a new format where this idea um I got I got was by I watched or I just basically just kind of just listened and watched other podcasts. Um, I think they did this one time. It was only one time thing, and I think they changed the format right after. But I remember I I'm pretty sure I think it was um, Fighter and the Kid. It was Brendan Schaub and can't think of his name right now. But anyways, they're just pretty much like when the format they were doing was super clean, simple. It was just pretty much when you're talking to someone, it was just like you just basically at most like three topics. So my idea audience is starting next year starting next year. Um, we're gonna pretty much do. I've honestly not given a name for this new format. So, i.e. for now, I'm just gonna call it the three topics. Just three topics, and basically how that's gonna work out is pretty much all of us will come up with individuals will come up with three topics, and then we'll choose we'll have one chosen. We'll all we'll all submit it, and then after that it's gonna be like it's gonna be a little draw in a hat where we just like pick the topic, and then boom we'll just easily just roll with that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, again, I am still working on some, I am still working on the kinks, and then there will be a break in between the topics. That way, everyone can just like, refresh and get their mind settled. So, but yeah, that's so. If you guys do like this idea, let us know in the comments, or if you guys and audience also want to interact with you guys too. Is like if you guys also have like other ideas that you think we should do on this podcast and on this platform, definitely drop a comment or tweet at us for tweet at us for ideas as well.
All right.
But yeah, so okay. But anyways, let's see. Okay, no pitch sketch. Okay, no. Okay.
Not till next year.
Yeah, not till next year. So okay.
Speaking of sketches, though, potentially probably our biggest and funniest sketch of the year is yet to be edited. So stay tuned for that.
Oh man. Well, yeah, yeah, definitely stay tuned to that, and definitely be get ready to not mess up any clothing, whatever you're eating or drinking, spill on you if you're when you watch this. Just
So it's the return of the kind encounters.
surprise. So well. Yep. So there you go. But I don't know. But anything. But